Hello, my name is Nancy Tucker, and I'm the Reference and Instruction Librarian at Jacksonville University. And today I'm going to be showing you some of our electronic resources that you can use to complete your assignments online. Our library resources are available, a lot of them are available electronically through our databases. We have ebooks, we have electronic journal articles, and lots of resources to help you complete your assignments. So even though the classes are online now, you still have all the resources that you need from the library to complete your assignments. So what I'm going to do now is share my screen, and we're going to go to the library website and we can take a look at the resources available from the library. So bear with me for just 1 second. So the first thing I want to do is go to Swisher Library. But in order to go to Swisher Library from off campus, you definitely want to log in through MyJU. So if you go to Jacksonville University's website, and at the very top, click on MyJU. We're going to log in using our username and password for Jacksonville University. I'm already logged in, so that's great. So what you want to do is scroll down to the application section, and you'll see a link for the library. So I'm going to click on library.ju.edu. One thing I want to point out, now that we are online, the library is also online. The classes are online, and so is the library. So if you need to chat with a librarian, we do have a chat feature available Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. Now, if you need to meet with a librarian later in the evening, just let us know, and we can make an appointment for you. And actually, you can make an appointment using our Book a Librarian link. So to do that, you just want to click on Book a Librarian. And Book a Librarian is in a lot of places on our website. It's on all of our research guides. There's also multiple links on the main page of the library website. So this is where you would go to make an appointment. So if you're not available from 9 to 3, let us know when you're available, and we can make a time to meet with you. So we just want to know who you are, what you're working on, and how you would like to meet. Now, normally we have a lot of face-to-face options, but currently we're only offering meetings either online through Blackboard or by email. And both of those are super easy to use. With the online version, we just send you a link. You click on the link, and then from there, the librarian will share the screen for all of our library resources, and all you have to do is sit back and watch. And what's really great about that is that we can also record the session and send it to you after. So definitely take advantage of the Book a Librarian service, where we can meet with you online, or take advantage of our library chat. So I'm going to go back to the library website. So I'm going to close this out. I'm going to go back to MyJU. I'm going to sign in again. And I'm going to scroll down to library.ju.edu. So now that you know how to reach out to a librarian, either by chat or by booking an appointment, now I would like to show you all of our research guides. So whenever you're working on a research assignment, the first thing you want to do, no matter what class you're in or what the assignment is, you will want to go to Research and Research Guides. So this is a list of all of our research guides available from the library. So what is a research guide? A research guide is basically a place where you can find the best databases, the best books and ebooks for your specific topic. These have been created by librarians, and it's definitely the first place you want to start when you're doing your research. So, for instance, if you're writing a paper on a nursing topic for a nursing class, you would want to look at our nursing guide, because on the nursing guide there are resources for our top 3 nursing databases, which are ProQuest Nursing and Allied Health. We also have Ovid and CINAHL. But if you're working on an English paper, there's also an English research guide. So you could also try that. So we also have a lot of students working on history research. So we have a history research guide. And then we also have some specific guides for specific classes. Like if you are in Professor Dean's Management 308 class, we have a research guide for that. So the first thing you want to do is pick your research guide. I'm just going to go to the English research guide, and we're going to do some general research for an English paper. If we were writing a paper on, say, social media and depression, we could definitely do a research. We could definitely research that here using this guide. So the first thing you want to probably do is look at the databases. And Academic Search Complete is the first database listed here. This is a great database to use if you aren't sure which database to use, or if you're just searching any topic. Academic Search Complete is a good database to use. Now, if you were searching something medical or nursing, you definitely want to use the nursing database, but any other topic, even a history topic, you could search Academic Search Complete and find some really great resources. So I'm going to click on Academic Search Complete. It's the first database in the databases list, and because I already logged in through MyJU, I'm already authenticated as a current user from the Jacksonville University community. However, if you just Google the library, you would not actually be logged in, so you would have to go through the MyJU process in order to have all of the resources available from the library. So let's just do a sample search. I'm going to search social media, and let's see how many results we have. There's going to be thousands of results. So it looks like there's over 83,000 results on this topic, but we want to add additional keywords. We want to narrow it down. We want to look at the link between social media and anxiety. So let's take a look at that. So if we're looking at social media and anxiety, there are 1,112 results. So when we connected keywords with and, we actually get less results. What if we add a keyword connected with or? So what if we said anxiety or depression? So now instead of 1,000, let's see if we get more or less. Now we've got over 2,000 results. So anytime you add keywords connected with or, you're going to get more results. So just remember, or means more. You could even add additional keywords, like maybe if you're looking for teens, we could say social media and anxiety or depression and teens. But there's also a lot of other ways you could say teens. You could say teens or adolescents or youth or teenagers. Let's try that. So keep in mind when you are starting your research, you do want to make a list of keywords. And then from those keywords, you want to brainstorm any additional keywords. So synonyms, similar words that you can use in the databases. So now we have 477 results related to the issue of social media and the effects on teens related to anxiety and depression. There is a lot of research on this. So as we're looking through the results, you're going to see a lot of different options. Now, what I am noticing is that some of the articles do not have a PDF attached. If you see an article and it just says Plum X metrics, but there's no PDF or no HTML or no linking to the article, then it looks like this is an article that we do not currently have. Now, that's not a bad thing. We can definitely get this for you through interlibrary loan. And currently, because we're all online, we are only requesting electronic articles. So this is an article we could definitely get for you through an electronic interlibrary loan request. But any print sources we're not currently requesting right now, but you do have access to request this because it is an electronic article. We could request it through interlibrary loan. So one way to request an ILL electronically. Let me go back to Swisher Library. On the main page of our website, if you go under Research and Interlibrary Loan, you can fill out this form to request an electronic interlibrary loan. Again, we can't request print materials right now, but e-journals and articles we can request. So this is where you would fill out this form. We will email you the article as soon as we get it. And with electronic sources, it comes a lot quicker than the print ones. So keep that in mind. If you don't see a PDF attached, we may not have this article, but we can try and get it for you through interlibrary loan. So one way you can eliminate all of these abstracts, which are just summaries of the articles, but not the full text of the article, is on the side here. We're going to click full text, and that's going to take away all of those articles where the full text is not available. So now we have 344 results. But take a look. Now we have the PDFs available. So that's good news. We can access these immediately. Now, sometimes your professor will ask you to use a scholarly peer-reviewed journal. So what is that? What does that mean? Well, a scholarly peer-reviewed journal basically means that the article was written by an expert. So someone with a PhD or master's degree in the field wrote the article, but the article was also reviewed by other experts, and they call this the peer review process. A lot of journals have a peer review process. And so the reviewers will review the article, make sure they're quality, and make sure they're accurate. And sometimes they'll send back feedback to the original author, and then the original author will have to make corrections and send it back to the journal before it's actually published. So it's a peer review process. There's lots of different steps in order for the article to get published, but that's good because we know the information in a scholarly peer-reviewed journal is going to be more accurate than an article in a magazine. So if you look at number 12, this one is from a scholarly peer journal because we have academic journal here. But number 13 says periodical. So this one is not a scholarly peer-reviewed journal. So if your professor said you have to use peer-reviewed sources, you could use number 12, but you could not use number 13 because it's a periodical. This one is from Scientific American, which may be a really great trade publication, but it's not a scholarly peer-reviewed source. So one way that we can eliminate all of the periodicals and only show the academic scholarly sources is if we go back to our results list at the top, and I'm just going to click the checkbox for scholarly peer-reviewed journals. I'm going to click the checkbox there, and that's going to eliminate all the magazine articles and just show us the scholarly peer sources. So remember, it is a good idea to go ahead and choose scholarly peer-reviewed sources. It's also a good idea to check full text to show us the articles that we have access to. Now, we also have date here. So date can be a little bit tricky because it really depends on the requirements of your instructor, or it can be on the assignment or what your topic may be. So if you're researching a historical issue, maybe an article from 1977 may be okay. But it depends on your topic, and this topic is social media. So we know that any articles from 1977 are not going to be relevant. So what I'd like to do here is I'm going to change this from 1977 to 2010. So that'll show us articles within the last 5 years, or sorry, the last 10 years. So now we have 252. So with date, always look at your assignment, but also think about your topic and what date would be acceptable. So history topics can maybe use some older sources, like if you're writing about the Great Depression, an article from 20 years ago may be okay. But if you're writing about a health sciences topic or technology, you want to find something within the last 5 years, and maybe even the last 10 years would be okay. So just remember, full text, scholarly, and then check the date. So let's look through some of these articles. So the next step is to pick an article that would work for your paper, right? So think about your thesis, think about what you want to write about, and then the sources that you use from the databases are really just to support your opinion, to support your thesis. to provide evidence, facts, statistics to back up your statements from your thesis. So just keep that in mind. Number 1 talks about suicide rates. So if you wanted to add the keyword suicide into your search, you could definitely do that. We've got nighttime media use and adolescents with ADHD. So it looks like social media or media use may affect the sleeping of certain adolescents with ADHD. So that's very interesting. Facebook behavior and symptoms of social anxiety, generalized anxiety, and depression. Let's look at this article. So this one was written in 2018. So when we are evaluating our source, there's 5 things we want to look at. The first thing is author. So we do have a list of authors here. And if we scroll down, we're going to find out more information about these authors. Because see these little numbers? That's going to tell us what their background is. So if we scroll down under, I believe, author affiliations, we've got the background of these authors. It looks like they're qualified to write on this topic, right? We've got Department of Pediatrics, Department of Psychiatry, a business department, and Department of Pediatrics. So these are doctors and professionals that are experts in this field. And there's not just one author, there's 4 authors. So for this article, the author looks good. The next thing we want to look at is the publisher. So the publisher would really the name of the journal. And in this case, the journal is the Journal of Canadian Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry. So that looks like a good source. So we've got the authors, the publisher. The next thing we want to look at is the date. The date is November 2018. That's very current within the last few years. So that's good. You also want to look at the source and see if they're citing their sources. So to do that, we're going to click on the PDF full text link here. We're going to scroll down to the end of the article, and there's a list of references. Sometimes it'll be called a bibliography, sometimes it's references, could even be works cited or sources used. But in APA format, it's called references. If you are citing on your paper, you will be citing your sources that you've used. So if you're in MLA format, your references list will be works cited. But if you're in APA format, your list of references will be called references. So in this case, this author has provided us a long list of sources that they've used for their paper. So they're saying, don't take my word for it. Here are my sources if you want to look this up for yourself. And what's great about the sources that are listed here is that you could potentially even use those as your sources. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. So if you like this article and you like the sources that are using, you could even go and look up these sources and potentially even use them on your paper as well. Some of these are hyperlinked, I see, but some of them are not. But we may be able to get these through either our databases or we could request them through interlibrary loan. So reach out to a librarian if you need help with accessing any sources, and we'll be glad to help you. You can email us at library@ju.u, and we'll be glad to get back to you as soon as possible. All right. I also want to point out some of the tools of this database. So on the side here, you can save this article to your Google Drive account. You can email this article to yourself. You can even cite this article, which I would say beware. But if you click on this little yellow piece of paper here, this will give you a sample citation in APA format. It'll also give you a sample citation in MLA format. But don't just copy and paste this into your paper, because a lot of times these are incorrect. And even the database says, pay special attention to personal names, capitalizations, and dates, and always consult your library. So these are computer-generated citations. So if you copy and paste it, sometimes formatting changes, and even the information could be incorrect. So you want to double check that. against the library's MLA or APA guide, which I will show you in just a minute. All right, so we've looked at all the tools here in the database where you can email the article, save the article, download the article. We talked about how to evaluate the article by looking at the author, the publisher, the date, the sources. The last thing would be watch out for any potential bias. Anything could contain bias, but you just want to watch out. And one way you can tell if anything contains bias is, of course, you'll have to read the article to see if there's any potential bias that maybe you may catch on to. So watch out for that. Just because it's biased doesn't mean you can't use it, though, because everyone's going to have their own opinion. So you just want to evaluate it, run it by your professor, and see if it's an okay article to use. All right, so this is just one of our databases, Academic Search Complete. We've completed a search. We also used our limiters here to limit to full text, scholarly, and the last 10 years, articles published in the last 10 years. Let's look at our ebooks now. So to look at our ebooks, I'm going to go back to the library's main page. So I'm going to go back through my JU. I'm going to log in. I'm going to scroll down to the application section and click on library.ju.edu. And I'm going to go back to our research guides, so research and research guides. I'm going to look at our English research guide. And under books and ebooks tab, there's a box here. So this is where you would go to type in your topic, so what books you're looking for. Let's just do a general search for, how about climate change? Now, I will tell you that you will want to look for ebooks because currently the library is closed right now, but when the library reopens, you'll definitely be able to check out a book from the library, a print book. To check out print books, you show your student ID at the front desk, and you can check them out for 4 weeks. Now, I know a lot of you are already going back home and you won't have access to the Swisher Library here in Jacksonville, but okay, because we have electronic books available for you. So if you take a look at number one is an ebook. Number 2 is an ebook. We actually have more ebooks than we do print books. So on the side here where it says book, we want to limit that to ebook to see what electronic books we have available. So we've got Climate Change Justice. Again, we want to look at the year. This one's 2010. We've got Climate Change Effects from 2008. We've got Climate Change Crisis from 2014. Let's look at this one. So if we click on Climate Change Crisis, from here you just want to click on the View eBook link. So there's a link here for View eBook. If that link does not work, the first link, scroll down and there's another link here that you can view the ebook. So if this one doesn't work, there is a link here that you can click to view the ebook. And it basically, when you click that link, it's going to take you to the specific database where the ebook is located. And in this case, this book is in ProQuest eBook Central. So again, we want to look at those 5 things for evaluating a source. The author. We've got the author's name listed here. We want to know who is the author and what do they know. So sometimes the book will tell you a little bit about the author. Sometimes there may be information about the author at the beginning of the book or at the end of the book. But you could always Google the author to find out their credentials. And a lot of times you'll find their LinkedIn profile, which tells where they work, what they do for a living, their education. Or you may even just find their CV, which is their resume online. And that's another possibility if you Google the author. So we want to know who is the author. We want to know who published this source. So this source is published. Here's this, the Spinley Press, it looks like. But it's from a series called Issues in Society. So we want to know a little bit more about the publisher. Watch out for anything that's self-published. You won't find a lot of those in the library, but if you're looking online at ebooks, sometimes you may run into a book that was self-published. And just keep in mind, anybody can self-publish a book. I could self-publish a book on mechatronics, but that doesn't mean I'm an expert on that topic. So just watch out for the publisher. The date of this source, I think we looked at it earlier, is 2014. So that's a few years old, 6 years old, but not too bad. So just keep in mind any recent information on climate change or any recent science or laws or legislation will not be included in this book. So you just have to keep that in mind as you're viewing it. I would use this book, but also use more current sources as far as journal articles in the library's databases to supplement that. All right, so let's look at some of the chapters here. You scroll down, we've got a list of the different chapters. We've got chapter 1 talks about the causes and impacts of climate change. Chapter 2 talks about responding to climate change. And then there's also a part here that talks about exploring issues. So keep in mind when you're looking at a book that you may not have to read the whole book. It may just be a specific chapter or section that is related to your topic. What I really like about this database is they're also giving me other books that I may be interested in. So on the side here, there's some links that will take me to other books on the topic of climate change. So if I wanted to start reading the book, maybe I just want to look at the issues related to climate change. I could click on that link here, and that will jump me to that part of the book where I can browse through and read that section of the book. So it looks like this one's got worksheets available, so that's pretty cool. I'm also looking at different keywords like the greenhouse effect. So that may be a keyword I want to add to my keyword list. Over here on the side, you can search within a book. So if I want to look for the term greenhouse effect throughout the entire book, all I have to do is type in that topic here in the search within box, and it's going to tell me every time the word greenhouse effect was mentioned in this book. So I've got these bars here that tell you how often greenhouse effect was mentioned, so I can actually expand those. It'll tell me exactly what page the greenhouse effect was mentioned. And it highlights it throughout the book. So that's really cool. We can't do that with regular print books. We can't, I mean, we are limited to the table of contents and the index, but we can't just look for one word and type it in and it'll tell us every page where it was mentioned, whereas with an ebook, we have that value added feature where we can type in any word or any phrase, and it'll tell us every single time that word or phrase was mentioned in the book. So that's a quick way to scan your book for a specific topic that you're wanting to research. So we also have some really cool tools here where you could download this, you could save it, you could cite it. Reach out to a librarian if you need help managing the ebooks. Keep in mind that a lot of times it will not let you download the entire ebook, and then also sometimes it'll ask you to create an account in order to download those. Now, you would only need to create an account if you're downloading or saving something. But if you're just viewing it on your computer, you can always go back to this link every single time and view the book on your computer screen without having to create an account with the database. So if you wanted the link to go back to this, you just click on Share Link, and this is the link that you would use to go back to the ebook. I'm going to go back to the library homepage, and I'm just going to wrap it up really quickly. We've talked about a lot of different resources that you can use to start your research. Just remember to always start with the research guides on the library's homepage. Under Research and Research Guides, there's a list of research guides here. So find the research guide that's going to match your topic. Reach out to a librarian if you need assistance. You can reach out through chat Monday through Friday from 9 to 3, or you can make an appointment to meet with a librarian. And also check out our citing sources. This is our MLA and our AA guide. So if you need help with citing your sources, check out the MLA or APA guide. And again, my name is Nancy Tucker. So I definitely look forward to working with you. Reach out to us by email, and I will be glad to help you through email, through chat, or through our Book a Librarian appointments. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a great day, and reach out to us if you need any help. Thank you so much. Bye.